Oh, don't mind me, I'm just enjoying those hot jams. Hi everybody, welcome to this Sunday morning run of this very legendary NES game called Back to the Future. You'll be hearing this song pretty much the entire time through, so I hope you're all ready. It's gonna be around 20 minutes of sheer goodness. And time doesn't start right away, it's gonna start in character control, so let's just go into the game, shall we? And just get things started. Right, it's pretty much in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is most of the game really. It's pretty much this auto-scroller type of game. He obviously plays Marty McFly, the main hero of the movies as well. And yeah, we have to collect these clocks in order to make sure that time doesn't run out. And we have to avoid enemies as such. And it's not just avoiding enemies, but their projectiles as well, as you can see there. They tend to be very unpredictable that way. So yeah, it's going to be a fun ride for sure. And we pick up this bowling ball and now the skateboard, and this is where the game truly gets fun. We try to speed our way through these levels, and ideally we try not to lose either of these items by any means. Like, if I would lose my skateboard, I would also lose my bowling ball. I would have to collect them again. Thankfully, we're not there yet, but we've still got a long way to go, and there's still a lot more obstacles to overcome. The levels are actually pretty similar. So it's gonna be usually like 4 levels that kind of look like this, followed by a minigame, then another set of levels, another minigame, etc, etc. And eventually we'll probably get back to the future. Let's see how that goes. It's a very nice chill ride. It's so tempting to shoot all of these clocks, but like I said, there's 2 timers. The obvious one is in the lower right corner. If that one runs out, you have to restart the level. But there's secretly a second one that they included for some reason, and that's the one that you see in the bottom middle section, which is that portrait there, because it gradually fades away as you fail to pick up certain clocks. That was actually really scary. But yeah, I tried to collect these clocks in order to keep the portrait alive, I guess, so to say, to prevent the picture from fading away. If that happens, then time is also considered running up. So that's a very weird mechanic, to say the least. In the meantime, as you can see, lots of bees. Usually what I do there is I try to stick to the lower section of the screen, and I try to despawn them that way. Because they can be pretty mean otherwise. They tend to circle around you and it can be pretty annoying. And like I said, enemies in this game can be very predictable. And yeah, I hear you think, why does Marty McFly have a bowling ball? Well, that's a good question. It's probably accurate to the movie. I've actually seen the movies like, I think it was a little over 10 years ago, like the full trilogy. But this is obviously based on the first game. This was actually released in 1989, at least the NES version. There were some other versions, I think that came out in 1985. But yeah, this one specifically released around the time just before the second and third movie came out, I think. Okay, that's the first part of this game. We now go to the cafe to beat up bullies with milkshakes, because that's also a thing. That's probably accurate to the movie. So we sort of try to create this line where we constantly try and throw from top to bottom, really. And yeah, as you can see, the bullies kind of appear in a very random order, but this is a pretty fine way of knowing that you might at least land some hits, even when it's like semi-blind or something. What we have to do, I'm not sure if the manual actually tells you to do so, but you have to do at least 50 hits in order to make progress. You can go up until 99. Okay, that was really scary. I had to use a backup there. Okay. At some point a waitress appears, bringing a bonus milkshake, but we usually send her away because we should be fine usually? Question mark. Okay, and yeah, as you can see now, I'm sort of trying to alternate my shots as well, and they start to fire back at me, and there we go. 3 to go. 1 more to go. Okay, that's it. There we go. And then after 50, we actually get grabbed by a bully, get thrown towards the door. You know, this is fine. Ideally, you want the bully to be all the way up top, so you have less of a throwing animation there. So this is the one part that's actually sort of RNG heavy. One of the few parts in this game that's RNG heavy. Alright, it's time for some more cruising through the streets on my skateboard. So if you have any donations or anything to plug, now is a good time.
Sure. We are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. Due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our extended BSG online event instead of our week-long annual, with streamers from both the Benelux and the rest of the world bringing you entertainment during the lockdown. We're raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who has dealt with mental issues themselves or within their families. All of your donations will go to Mind.
Alright, thanks. Yeah, be sure to donate, it's for a good cause. So yeah, I sometimes try to glance over to chat and I see lots of questions being asked as to why, and it's a very good question. I could probably tell you some more about some of these other things that you see there. Those are bowling pins, by the way. I used to think it was like a pie or something, but why would it be a pie? It had to be bowling pins, obviously. Sometimes the key to getting through these sections is to just not do too much. Just, you know, wait it out a bit, see what happens. It can get very clutchy if you try to do all kinds of things really and try to hit enemies. You never know how they're gonna respond. Drink your milkshake, yeah, I know, right? There was a lot of milkshakes. Oh, by the way, what those two dudes are holding is this glass pane. So if you try to walk in the middle there, you will break the glass, which is not a good thing. It looks very clean though, I must say that. Looks super clean. So, there are people who may have heard of this game before. This wasn't well received at all back in the day. Like, the funny thing was the screenwriter of this game also calls this one of the worst games ever. He was actually hoping to deliver some input into the video game, but LGN basically denied him so, and by the time that they showed him the game and he was suggesting things, it was too late into the process to even make adjustments. So yeah, that's how the things eventually came to be. But I must say, what is there? It's oddly intriguing, especially because it almost plays like a challenge of sorts, where you try to do a run that's as hitless as possible. Ideally, you would not want to get hit by anything, and you would want to stay on the skateboard at all times, really. And so far, so good. Yeah, there we go. But there's a lot more scary stuff later on, so yeah, we're not out of the woods by any means. But yeah, if you get a perfect run, you get like a low 70-minute time. Okay, we're on high school. We're gonna break Lorraine's heart. This is gonna be where I'll be silent for a bit because it's a bit tense sometimes.
Do you need me to fill the time with words?
Sure, go for it.
We want to thank ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel. For information about their upcoming events and any changes due to the COVID-19 outbreak, be sure to check out esamarathon.com.
I'll explain more about this after I'm done.
Okay. I would like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts many other events across Europe, including the British UK SG, the Finnish SGU, Hackathon, and more. And so be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is live.
Okay, we just finished our part of breaking Lorraine's heart over and over again. The thing is, you don't actually collect points there, but it's more like you do this for like 50 seconds, so it's more like second based. But again, you can go to 99 seconds and sort of max it out, but Again, I'm not sure what the game tells you in the manual otherwise, but at least that's yeah, what you can do there, and it can be pretty scary. I think those first two mini games are by far the scariest sections in the whole game, because if you lose them, you have to restart the previous level, so you have to do that before you can get back to the same mini game again and retry again. This was a deleted scene, yeah, exactly. This is how life works, apparently. Yeah, I don't like the rules, but this is how it works. So you see the streets look a little bit different. I'm not sure why though, but it's a different part of the city, so I guess it makes sense. So from this point on, it seems like the enemies are really similar, and well, they are. But the thing is, it also felt like they were throwing more projectiles as such, and as such, it does sort of add to the difficulty. I know at least the one thing that really does add to the difficulty is the fact that you have less time. So I still have to collect clocks here and all that, but if you lose your skateboard, it will be harder to complete the levels as you go through the game gradually. And by the time we get to the last part of the game, the last few levels, it will be especially hard. You can only like die or get hit like once, or you'll lose a life on the same level, really. It's really getting a lot tighter. Okay, like I said, also very unpredictable. These... Okay, I lost my skateboard there. Okay, so now I can talk about how I can get everything back, because everything kind of works on a cycle that it takes like 30 seconds for me to get my bowling ball back, and then another 30 seconds to get my skateboard back if everything works out. And yeah, I'm still really doing this fights with all these enemies. Just they're hovering around me. It's pretty scary. So what the throw be? I think it's supposed to be beats. It feels like they're throwing sweat at me sometimes. We also have names for this in the speedrunning community, or at least a couple of us who've been running this. So the hula hoop girls we call Sheila, the dude who throwing sweat at us we call Henry. You know, just give a bit of an idea. It's funny, oh, also I'm running out of time, so I definitely have to collect these clocks. But I'm very close to getting my skateboard back, hopefully. Ooh, I was about to grab it. See, this is what the game can do to you as well. I'm very close to losing a life. Let's see if I can keep myself up there. It's getting tense now. It's getting tense, let me tell you that. It was going good for a very long time, and then yeah, stuff happens. This is a very typical run of the game, I can tell you that. Let's see if I can... Yeah, we're still there, we're still in there. It's getting really tense, I have to focus, but we're still in there. The funny thing is, the final part of the game is actually a little bit different, but I'm not gonna spoil too much about it. You'll see soon enough why that is. There we go. And I lost it again, damn it. Well, this is an eventful run. I lost a life there, no surprise. I tried really hard to keep it up. I tried really hard to keep myself together. I think that's also the final level before the next minigame. It's actually a way more forgiving minigame and actually quite fun. It's the one part which most people would call like generally fun in the game, because it's... Yeah, it's literally nothing like the rest, really. Okay, that was a close one. I should have been more careful there. Stop falling down, Marty. Yeah, exactly. Again, Marty's just falling down. Just does it. Let's see. But yeah, I was mentioning, I'm not sure if I actually mentioned it, but I used to do 4-way races of this with a couple of friends of mine from the Big Bad Gameathon or / Kuso community, and that was also a lot of fun, really. There was a lot of shenanigans going on. You never know how it was gonna go, really, because Back to the Future is just that type of game. It was up, that's what I said. Anyway, it's time for the dance. it's time for some Johnny Be Good, so get your guitars out, y'all. Start please in chat. Gonna collect some notes here. Some sharps, some flats, some regular notes. And unlike other minigames, I can make mistakes here. If I fail to collect a certain note, it's not instantly sending me back to the previous level. In general, it's a lot easier, I find as well. Well, unless they decide to let me go from sharp to flat in one section, that's kind of a different thing. Let's see, a couple more to go, I think. Yep. Ideally, you want your time to be at 134 seconds if you finish. So there you go. Yeah, see all those guitars in chat, that's awesome. Thank you all. It was a brief bonus game. But yeah, now it's time for the final part, and like I said, this is probably the toughest part, but there's a funny catch here. I don't have to collect these clocks anymore. The picture will stay the same regardless. So why are those clocks there, you ask? That's a very good question. It's probably for points or something. So now what I'm basically trying to do here is get my skipper back once again, because this is where time really gets tight. I have to make sure that I waste no time falling down again. Especially not by the time you get to the end of the game, and again, very typical of the a very typical thing to happen. If I die twice here, I don't think I'm likely to finish this level on this life. I might have to retry again. We'll see. If we make it to the end though, that's awesome. We'll see what happens. Ooh, we still might be able to make it. Yes. No! I literally finished before, died before the finish line. Oh no. Oh gosh. That's funny, I was doing this run for ESA together a few months ago, and that went exceptionally well. Like, I was suspicious how well it went. I only got hit once, and yeah, this is more like I expect a Back to the Future run to go. Let's see, yeah, if you have more stuff to plug or anything, go for it. I might want to see if I can get everything back.
Will do. I'll talk some more about the charity that we're raising money for, which is Mind. Worldwide, suicide ranks as the third leading cause of death in youth groups between 15 and 19 years of age, and is the second leading cause of death for girls of this age group. Early recognition of mental health disorders is essential to reduce suicide rates, improve treatability, and reduce the severity of several illnesses, including depression, psychosis, eating and substance abuse disorders. Mind tries to help bring awareness by providing classes at school to inform youth on the topic, and through social media campaigns for targeting youth to encourage them to be more open about mental health issues.
Alright, so we did make it to the second level of this part, finally. I say that now and I lose my bowling ball once again. Like I said, it's gonna be a lot tighter from now on. The funny thing is, I forgot to mention that, but I try not to jump over the finish line. If you do that, you wind up getting extra bonus points, and it does add a little bit of time as well, but it has to add it up. So it's technically faster to just stay on the ground whilst crossing the finish line. I'm actually very conservative with my bowling balls right now. If I was on my skateboard, I would just shoot non-stop, really. Basically like this. I like this, I would like this... yeah, I would like to compare this to a shmup section, if you like. It's almost like a shmup, you just hit all the clocks and it becomes a lot faster that way. And this part is especially fun when you're on the skateboard. It feels very satisfying. So let's see if we can do that. if you're on PB pace, if you're getting close to lower, especially if you get close to a lower 17-minute time, this is especially tense. I can tell you now, this is not going to be a 17-minute time. I'm pretty sure I'm already at 18 minutes because I already lost a little bit of life there. It's also why I usually make my estimate somewhat generous to account for that. But yeah. I know. I say things. It's probably early in the... Yeah, it is early in the morning. Anyway, I think there's one more stage. As you would expect, this does end with me riding the DeLorean back to the future. The question is, will we get back to the future? Will we make it to 88 miles per hour? Well, not like this. I keep jinxing my own stuff here. At least the benefit of riding the skateboard is that it's easier to get to the finish, even if you lose it on the way. It's a lot harder to do this if you would never pick up anything, really. You cannot afford any hits whatsoever. 88 miles per hour hype? Yeah, hopefully. I usually manage to make 88 miles per hour, so we'll see what happens. I think this is the last level, I'm not sure. Yep. Okay, let's go back to the future. Time ends, by the way, when I hit the last electric cord. So get ready for that. I have to dodge these. This is the only other part that's like more RNG-esque, so I have to sort of avoid all of that. Oh, I got hit there. See, can we do this? Can we do this? Ah, come on. And... time. And that's 88 miles per hour. We did it. We made it. Congratulations, Marty, you've made it back. All your time travel is behind you now. Maybe. But yeah, that's technically the good ending right there. That's technically the good ending. If you don't make it to 88 miles per hour, you've officially sort of beaten the game, but we call it, yeah, we usually sort of call bad ending %, because you're still stuck in the future. Usually what to say is, tough luck, Marty, it looks like you're stuck here. And they also say that when you game over. So, thankfully that didn't happen. We made it back to the future, and you got to hear like 21 minutes of this sped up version of The Power of Love. I hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, well, we call it the bad ending. It's more like text-based, I would say. But yeah, this was a good ending for sure. I'm glad I got to show you that. But yeah, world record for this is 1703, which is with all of the RNG working out exactly according to plan, and it's super tight. My current PB is a 1710, which is still hitless, and I'm very glad that I've gotten that at least. Yeah, that's it for me actually. Hope you all enjoyed watching this. Thanks to BSG at home for letting this in. Shouts to my family. This was actually my final run of this marathon, so yeah, it's been a blast doing all of this, really. It's been a lot of runs, but it's been a blast, really, so thank you for giving me this opportunity, and there's still some more to go. Be sure to keep donating, it's for a good cause. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you around. Take care.
GG's Janglestorm. Everybody stay tuned for Yume.